I'm a little teeny bit under the weather today. Just a tiny bit. The smallest. Oh, hi, sir. Also Ash, hi. The smallest amount. So we're gonna do like a slightly shorter stream, because I also have a shit ton of stuff to do today. But I'm excited. We got a good lineup today. I'm ready. This will probably be the first one. I might push the other one to. Oh shit! Sorry, hold on. I might push the other one to the uncut area, but I don't think I'll do a video on it. I think I will chop up this one and put it on my main channel. The one we do today, because it's gonna be shorter. How's the rest of the stream with Dad? It was good. I had to bow out a little early so I can get some foods, and do some self-care, but it was good. It was 10 out of 10. We talked about a lot of important topics, and then we talked about D&D. We did all that fun jazz. It was 10 out of 10. Also, thanks for the follows. Anybody that followed during the opening thing, thank you. I fell asleep shortly after D&D began. No, we talked about it a little bit, and then I bowed out. Huge bundle of stress? Oh, slinging away so. What's up? I'm sorry. I feel that though. I have to make calls today, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna be taking a few hits on stream with y'all because I don't want to make calls, and I more specifically don't want to make calls while being sober, because that's stressful. So we're gonna take a few hits, or a gummy. We'll see. Gummy feels intense. I can control like doing like little vape pens more. I don't want to get blasted. I just don't want to have stress. But how are y'all doing? Is it Wednesday? It's fucking Wednesday. Wow. Excited for Wednesday. It's halfway through the week. Tomorrow is Thursday. Me and Grob might have a podcast. We had to take a little break because your boy was big dying. But hopefully, I'm still editing the podcast. One of the first episodes me and Grob are doing. I need to just finish it because I'm being perfectionist about it, and that's not what needs to happen. I need to just put it up and stop worrying about all the small edits. Like a good little podcasting lad. Chris, hi Chris. How was your birthday? I need to be a podcasting lad, not a worry about every edit lad. Does that make sense? Sorry. My proposed move date is the 31st this month, which is 9 days. State agents are still doing checks. It's not even confirmed I have the property yet. Oh no. Oh shit, Celine. God, I'm so sorry, friendo. Do they have like an estimate of when they're getting back to you for checks? After doing checks? It was good? Heck yeah. After over a year. It's been a long time. There was a lot of stuff that happened for me and Grob individually, and then like just wildness, but boys, girls, imbies, guys, gals, non-binary pals. For Quinn Chaos? Oh, fuck yeah. We got we got match that cosplay. What did I say? We got match the cosplay outfit to the person and guess my phobia lineup. I'm fucking excited. Nope, I don't want the song though. This song is a lot. What is this milestone achieved? Somebody tell me what the fuck this is. Is it just a thing to say how many consecutive streams you've been at? It's wild, right? Hold on, let me also put on music. Currently I work so anyone who walks into the store will get to hear my beautiful voice. Aw. My voice is all over the place today. I keep sleeping with our heater on and my windows open, and that makes my voice so scratchy. But oh my goodness, I'm honored. Hello, store goers. I appreciate your existence, Pikachu! I appreciate your existence. Wow, wow, wow. How are you doing? How's your existence? I think I've missed a stream in the longest time, and I've never seen it before. I don't know like what it does or what it is. I don't know like why it exists. I feel like it's just another thing Twitch was like, you know, you can say how many like months you've been consecutively subscribed, which I'm not like the biggest fan of. I feel like it could be fun that it's there, but like I don't want people to feel like, oh, I missed a month of being subbed, so I don't have a streak, so I'm not as like, everyone's important, whether you sub to me or not, whether you're lurking or actively talking, you know what I mean? Whether you are here for every stream or you have something to do one day and you can't be here, you know what I mean? I feel like could be fun, but also feels unnecessary compared to what we actually need Twitch to give us and do. Like, thank you. Now I can see how many people watch my stuff in a streak. Okay, what about anything else? Anything else that I actually need or actually helps me as the streamer. Devin, hi, welcome in. How's it time zone? I'm looking for music. I'm scrolling. Toad, Toad. I thought you had something to do today. I was literally thinking, I was like, okay, I gotta download the VOD afterward and push it up so Toad can see it. Because I was doing the cosplay. How's my day? My day's going pretty spicy. My day's going. Oh, I got it. Oh my god, y'all, hold on, wait. Fuck, where is my phone? I had another funny little haha. Somebody in my TikTok comments. That's a funny little haha. A funny little thing in a funny way. But I don't know where my phone is gone. What do I put? Hey, why? No, I don't know where my phone is. I lied. I guess I lied. I don't know where my phone is. It's gotta be like tangled and close, right? Yes. Here, shoot. I got it. Someone getting spicy. Was the day spicy or spicy? It was not. Oh, I get you. That's today. Today is gonna be spicy. The other day was spicy. I can't open my phone. I don't know. I didn't know my password for a minute. I just blanked on it. TikTok, don't be making noise. No, don't make noise. Anxiety, don't do that. I hate when my TikTok starts playing just randomly in the loudest. It's the loudest video up. It's definitely one of those videos that are like jump scare videos and they scream and they're quiet until they scream and then you're in public and you're like, why is it screaming? Why is something in my vicinity screaming? And then everyone looks and you realize it's you. It's TikTok doing you dirty. Yeah, I'm sorry. I speak. It's not like I totally don't speak from like the heart. Speak from experience. Never. Oh, I'm on your phone! Don't know how. Oh, I can stay? Yeah, of course. My memory is not the greatest, and I have a pretty shit memory, but like, I remember stuff with y'all. I remember chatters. I remember peeps who come in. I remember peeps who, sometimes, not all the times, I remember peeps who tell me they got stuff going on. Or they might not be here and really wanted to see something. Because then it reminds me to like, oh, I gotta put it up because I want to make sure that they get to see it too. Bisexual, good morning, and Lemon, good morning. Hi, or good afternoon, good time zone. I was looking for my spicy comments. Oh no, I know what it was. Shit, it was on the Twitter that we can't talk about. But I have a genuine question. Because I feel like this person just bypassed my question. I need to know. Like, I feel like I'm being bamboozled. Genuine question, genuine answer. Hold on. I'm trying so hard to find it. Did I take a picture? May, get off my desk, May. You're on my desk, honey, and I don't like that about you right now. I think you shouldn't be on my desk right now. I think you should get off of my desk. What, man? I'm gonna get the spray bottle. Ow, I can't bend that far. Get down. I hate spraying her with a bottle, but she knows no other language besides be sprayed. Oh wait, I know where I can find it. I know how I can find this. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Maybe I'm not. Oh wait, probably this. Maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Do I not? Maybe I don't know how things work. I wanted to find the messages so I can read word for word. I can give the gist of it, or I can give the summed up version, but I like reading things word for word when somebody thinks they're gonna come in and be a smart ass. Is it not this one? I don't think it's this one. I know some of the comments. Or me on TikTok. Not that spicy. Not like we're feral spicy. We're like spicy in a feral way. This is spicy in a bad way. This is spicy in a rude way. Or spicy in a like stinky way. This is a stink spice. You don't want none of that stink spice. I genuinely can't remember the video it was on. But essentially somebody, Emily, welcome in. Hi. I can't find it. I'll try to go back and find it another time. But essentially, somebody called me Ma, M-A, on a post. And I, as I usually do when I get those, reply back, he, him pronouns, or I'm a dude, or I'm a guy, or anything that is like, hey, don't do that. And the follow-up question, or the follow-up thing was something, again, doubling down on calling me M.A., which I think is Ma. And I asked, well, I thought that meant like ma'am or mama, like it was just a shortened, M.A. is a shortened thing for two terms that are femme, right chat? Because whenever I responded with that, the next thing, mother, yeah, version of mother, right? Because then the next thing that I commented back with was but don't call me that. You can't do that because I don't use those pronouns, and I feel like that is in a shortened version of mother, mama, ma'am, anything like that. And they commented back and said, is it so wrong for me to love you? And I commented back, it's wrong for you to call me Ma. And I think I'm pretty solid on that. I think I feel confident. I don't know you exactly, but like I thought I was going bonkers, y'all. I would also read that as a version of mother. Ma 100% means mom. It's what I call my mom. Okay. I was like, unless I am like just not getting it, unless I am like, this is abbreviation for something else that I'm not getting. But thank y'all for clarifying that. No, it's not. It does mean like a shortened version of mother. May, you can't get in this closet. I'm not responsible for Stinky Spice. Boo. Yeah. I got you. I've never seen you be Stink Spice. Aven! Hi, friendo. How's your time zone? That's what I'm saying. If you love me, why are you disrespecting me? May, honey, there's nothing in that closet for you. I don't know what she's getting at, y'all. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna spritz her. Get away. Go. Nothing in the closet for you. She's like scratching it. She's gonna get one of her little nails stuck under the closet door again, like she did about 2 or 3 months ago. It was terrifying. Crazy little cat. But like, if you know what's the quickest way to not get in someone's pants? Oh, more specifically, I'll speak on me. I'm also like like putting everything aside. Like I'm an ace boy. I'm a demi ace boy. Gray sexual boy. So like there's stuff there of like we've talked about that I think yesterday. But like I can't like wrap my brain around how one is like, yeah, you know what will really impress this person? You know what will really give me a really good shot? You know what I'm gonna shoot my shot with? Disrespecting them. Whoops. I forgot it does that and y'all are on the screen. You got like Quinception for a minute. Get Quinceptioned. Jen, you gotta tell me what spray you've used then, because we've had like anti-scratch spray. Doesn't care. Scratches right through it. She cried on top of my chair. Why are you up there? Why are you crying? I'm stressed, bruh. I told my mom to stop reminding me of a really embarrassing thing from when I was a kid while eating dinner. So feeling a little more confident, yay! Oh my god, I'm so happy for you for that. It's so hard to tell parents sometimes that it's not cute. You're not doing a cute thing. It's something I don't want to be reminded of, so if you could please stop. And then they usually go with, but you're taking my memories. No, I just don't want you to bring up the time that I like spilled an entire cup of something on myself at dinner. Some people like getting disrespected, but that's not how you do that, dummy. Oh, I love that. That's, you know what? Disrespect me in a respectful way. That's what I'm here for. You can disrespect me in a respectful way, but don't disrespect me. Disrespect me. She is so big now, right? She's a big girl. Big girl. What are you doing? This cat is making me. Hey. Could you stop? Hey. Get out of my sandwich. What are you doing? Yeah, I see you. She just wants to rub her teeth on stuff. The pic of May on her walk was adorable. I'm so glad you think so. I love her so much, and I love going on little walks with her. She is so cute, and she is the most adorable little baby. And she did so good. She did so good on her walk. We've done the aluminum foil. We also, this one felt slightly meaner, but we put like little you know, like the rolly brushy. We took like one of the little pads, or we like did one without like getting the fur off. The anti-fur brush? What am I saying? Am I having a time? The de-shedding rolly sticky thing. Lint roller. Is it a lint roller? It's a lint roller. Thank you, Ash. But we took like one of those things off and put it somewhere, so whenever she jumped up, it like stuck to her little paw, and she was like, no, and jumped down, and then just stared at us and was like, why? Why would you? No crap. You came up here. Hey, this is disrespecting me in a disrespectful way. This is not disrespecting me in a respectful way. No jump. You're gonna claw me and you. No. Yo, you can't jump on my desk and then look at me like that. Look at me like you're mad all day long. All day long. I love that May is an emotion. Yeah, May is my emotional support animal, if anybody is curious. A little stinky, she got me. Damn. May is my emotional support cat. She does her job so well. People use double-sided tape Ooh. She's so sassy, y'all. She's so sassy. She doesn't understand that I'm not gonna let her on my desk because she wants to chew. Did I tell y'all? She chewed one of Kate's wires on her desk. She sure did. She did that. She chewed one of Kate's wires. Can I tell you how beside myself I was? She's never chewed wires. Literally ever. Fucking chomped right through it. Claw caps? Is claw caps okay? I don't want to like hurt her. I'm assuming claw caps are fine. But we haven't tried them. That's much better. Bitter apple yuck. I might try bitter apple yuck because we have bitter spray and she just chews right through it. Doesn't care. She's like, oh, what? Me? Bite? Claw caps just glue to the nail. They're pretty safe. Okay. That makes me feel better. Maybe I'll look into claw caps then. But I am gonna start us. Where's the music? I've lost the music part 100. I'm gonna get us all set up to do the thing. Hey, yeah. Are y'all ready for this? Which one do we want to start with? This is our watch list so far. Whoops. Oh, I'm not gonna touch that anymore because I feel like I'm gonna break it. Start easy peasy with the cosplay one? We could start with the cosplay one. I was gonna say we're either gonna start with the cosplay one or we're going to start with a hard one to end with like an easy one. All right, May, that's it. We're going up. I'm sorry. We can't be doing this. Nope. Can't be doing it. My dog used to eat out the bin, so he put hot mustard in there one time. No! The baby betrayal! Oh, poor Bean. I've never tried. I wonder if May. I don't know if hot sauce would be good to do to May. I don't know if she'd like it or if she would be hurt by it. She probably would like it. She's a devil. She's a little devil. Doesn't work 100% of the time. But bitter apple yuck is flavored like crab apples, which most animals recognize as poison. Oh shit. Maybe I'll have to try that one in specific then. Because the one we got was just like one from the pet store. It was like literally just some little thing. I'm also moving my lighting because it's too bright today. It's too bright and I'm a creature of the dark. Okay. Cosplay? I think starting with cosplay sounds like a swell idea.
They look like they're sporty.
I like they look sporty. Okay. We're doing cut. We're doing lineup. We did this yesterday. If somebody would like for it to be explained, let me know. But we're gonna get into it.
Sporty. So I think that maybe you were supposed to hit it.
Cosplay outfit to strangers.
Hello.
Yes. I feel like I'll be good at this one.
Hi, my name is Nikita.
I say that every time though, and then I'm not good at any of them.
I'm here to guess who is wearing cosplay.
You think you're gonna be good at this?
I'm feeling fairly confident. I just went to Comic-Con. I watch some cosplayers online every now and then.
Do you like cosplay?
I have dabbled.
Do we like
in it.
the
Mostly
captions
things that people on my
up better up
OnlyFans
here?
tell me to do, so.
Maybe so.
How do you think you're gonna do?
I'm going to be going by very poor intuitions.
Poor intuitions.
I'm extremely ignorant on the subject, so I'm just going to make a lot of bad guesses.
I love this
Maybe some
person
good ones?
already.
Hopefully.
Are you nervous at all?
Why should I be nervous?
Let's bring the lion in.
You all look
Yeah,
like serious
why should they be
models,
be nervous?
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be hard. I know it. It's gonna be very hard.
Bring out the first outfit.
Oh, Star Wars. Okay. Star Wars. I don't know I don't know who second sister is. I don't know a lot about Star Wars at all, actually. But I feel like immediately, just right off the bat. Oh shit! I was gonna say, this person gives me Star Wars vibes, and I think this person gives me Star Wars vibes. This person right here.
Oh.
This looks like a beautifully crafted Kylo Ren costume from one of the episodes of Star Wars.
They're obviously a part of the dark side.
Why?
Red lightsaber is Sith. Feel the hateful energy coming off this thing right now. I wonder who's hateful. I want to bring
Who's hateful?
you for.
No, don't do that to them. It's because they look like a badass. They don't look. Let's replace hateful with badass. They look like a badass. That's what I'm. That's what I'm saying, Toad. I think it's number 3. It's either number 2 or number 3.
With you,
But I'm
what
going with number
connects you
2.
to the character?
Or I
of
mean,
the
sorry,
costume
number
that you
3.
brought today?
Becoming something more than just me.
This made me doubt my choice.
That's oh my god, wait, that's so I feel that to like such a like real degree. I haven't got to do cosplay in a long time, but your boy loves cosplaying. I also do for like any of our new fam. I've done like special effects for years in like a professional setting. And I love it because I get to be somebody else for a little bit. I get to be whoever I like to be. And I have a lot of opinion times and a lot of protection for cosplay. I have a lot of fuss that literally all the cosplay people that I follow on TikTok deserve so much more recognition than they are getting because their cosplays are always so fucking dope. I'll have to, you know what? I might drop some of their stuff in the like TikTok section of the Discord. But I'm super, super defensive over cosplay times because I feel like cosplays can get people focus too much on specific little itty bitty details rather than like if somebody's just like, hey, I like cosplaying because I like cosplaying. Some people's cosplays are fucking down to the last detail and some people's cosplays are more simple, and in my opinion one is not necessarily better than the other. That's my preface. I will rant about people's misinterpretations of the dark side until the day I die. I've seen a little bit of Star Wars. I haven't seen a lot of Star Wars.
Kylo Ren seems to
Also, yeah, but I will like be in awe if somebody has like authentic, like if they go like super hardcore with getting things down to the detail and down to like the authentic looks.
me like a character who
But I
is
will get
in the
fussy if people
process of
think
becoming
people's
something
cosplays are
and
lesser.
not someone who maybe people would think of.
Exactly, Jen. I did a Constantine cosplay once, and I got someone say that it was garbage because I didn't have a cigarette. Yeah, no, it's so the like level of gatekeeping with cosplay is fucking ridiculous. Like, let people cosplay who they want to cosplay, what they want to cosplay. If somebody goes like the wildest above and beyond measure to get like every detail down to the sequence, to the props, the whatever, heck yeah, they did awesome. I'm that's a level that I wish I myself could do, but don't know if I can achieve. But like, it's so fucked when people's other people's cosplays get shit on because they're missing like one little thing or one little detail. That's what I get defensive about. If you've only watched the movies, light side equals good, dark side equals evil. Oh!
As more than them.
So who's your favorite Star Wars character?
The second sister Inquisitor.
That's super.
Off as more than them.
That's super fucking Star Wars character.
The second sister Inquisitor.
Ding dong. I think I was right, and I'm gonna keep this person with this cosplay. Are we gonna know who is it gonna do this the whole time? Because I feel like that's a giveaway, but this person might not know. But we saw it, like on the thing.
That's super fucking specific.
Do you want to hand Bali that lightsaber?
She doesn't know what to do with it.
No, this is how Ahsoka Tano holds her lightsaber.
Maybe I'm right.
Can you tell me a little bit about what connects you to the character you brought today?
Unless they're throwing us off. But the person literally said that their favorite character was the character being cosplayed. So like I'm confident.
Character really interesting. Just based
Any of these
on their
individuals could pull this
connection
off
with the
though.
people
Any
around
of these
them.
individuals
That
would look
could
like a
absolutely
badass in
be
this
you.
costume.
This might be your costume.
Kendra, I think this outfit is yours.
I think it is also
Pretty
Kendra's.
fucking badass.
I love it. Look at them go.
This is a horror character.
This is Leatherface.
Oh. So is it this person? Are they giving it away? Are they giving it away? I feel like it's I was gonna say this person.
Oh, really? I see.
Holy shit, what the fuck is this?
What does
Maybe
that mean,
like
this
a
person?
Sexy version.
Oh shit.
What kind of person do you think wears this outfit?
Probably someone like me who had deep-seated issues growing up.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you to come forward. Could you tell me a little bit about what
That's fair.
draws you to your character?
I guess TCM guy. I might not have remembered his name. This person?
Their present they bring when they walk into a room.
Oh, that could be Leatherface.
It just sounds offensive to assign this. It's like, are you mentally disturbed? Like, what am I supposed to ask? Congratulations, you have good
I don't think
taste.
you have to be. I don't think that's how it
Honestly,
works. I mean, they look badass in it.
I don't watch a lot of anime, but this looks definitely
Oh,
anime inspired.
okay, wait. I could see this person or this person. Also, honestly, a little bit this person. A little bit.
Who here is really into anime?
Oh yeah,
These are
no.
the types of
The
outfits
third person is so the second sister. Absolutely, 100%.
A lot of guys like to wear at Comic Cons. And then you walk up to them and then they're like, what up, bro? I'm going to eat.
Hello, why is there a guy just in underwear? We'll get there. We'll get there. I guess it was Barbara before even looking at the bottom right corner. Oh, it's so obviously Barbara. I kind of thought this person too.
It looks like Sailor Moon found Jesus.
I can see. I can see that.
Can you
I
tell
also.
me a little
I'm
bit
leaning
about
towards
your
this
character
person.
class?
She's a support character. She's Hydra. She uses water.
This sounds very,
Oh, they sound like they know what's up.
very in line with how I'm interpreting this costume because we have blue gems here, which come
Yeah.
with water-based powers a lot of the time.
Oh wait, no. Maybe that doesn't mean
Please
it.
try the wig.
Also, Ringo, welcome in. I don't know. I don't know.
Based powers a lot of the time.
Can you please try the wig?
It's gonna look a little funky with my hair.
How would you know it would look funky with your hair?
Because I don't have a wig cap.
Okay, that's a good point.
You play video
So it's not theirs, but they know. I wouldn't. I feel like a lot of people who do cosplay would know about wig cap. Would say like, oh wig. Oh, well your hair. Their hair is also shorter. You don't. I feel like your hair doesn't have to be short to be into wearing a lot of different like wigs for cosplay. But one of the things that I was like, oh, this is the best ever when I cut my hair is there's not as much to put up in a fucking wig cap. If I would have known that cutting my hair also would mean I wouldn't have to fight with my wig caps for hours on end, I would have done it a long time ago. But I'm not gonna hold their haircut to being as such for wig caps for cosplay. I feel like that one's a reach. Sir, put your clothes on. They're gonna.
video games?
Whenever they get to their cosplay. I think.
Because I don't have a wig cap.
Okay, that's a good point.
You play video games?
I do, yeah.
I think this is from a video game.
It's from a video game that I do
Is this
play.
oh, this is Genshin Impact.
I'm thinking this is you.
With my long hair, I didn't even try with wigs. Yeah, literally plan cosplays around long hair. Literally, I want to do Puss in Boots cosplay because my hair is orange. And the next time I dye it, I will dye it based on cosplay, and I think that might be back dyed white because I want to do Angel Dust and another cosplay that I needed my hair white for. Forgot what it was. But oh god, but no hair times would make it even easier. Oh my god.
ask if you put it on backwards? Shit!
Wait, what?
Ask if you put it on backwards? Shit!
What are they saying? I'm
Video
so I've
game that
missed
I
it
do
every
play,
time
Genshin
now.
Impact.
I'm thinking this is you.
Wait, did you just ask if you put it on?
No. They asked if they put it on backwards because it's not their cosplay. Oh.
Backwards? Shit!
I could believe this person,
What do we have here?
but I also
We
actually
have
no.
a
No, I'm gonna say. What is happening over here? Is this? We haven't seen this. Who the fuck is this? Ratchet? From like Ratchet and Clank? Is that a game? Did I just say a game? I don't remember if that's a game. I'm gonna say the Sailor Moon cosplay. Oh no, not Sailor Moon. I keep saying Sailor Moon. The Genshin cosplay is either this individual or this individual. The Chainsaw Massacre is this person. I'm so confident that the person standing behind this person, Barbara, is that their name? Is the Star Wars person. Oh, this could be that person. I could see this being that person. This character is off of My Hero Academia. I have a wig for my first crossplay. I literally everything I need, but haven't done a cos test because I don't have the spoons for wig. What a fucking mood. There's been so many times that I want to, like, I'll be like standing around my room and be like, okay,
Mama cow!
I've done
that
makeup.
was tops!
I've gotten dressed. I don't want to mess with my hair, or like I don't want to put on a wig, or I've specifically have not gotten cosplays because I'm like, oh, I don't want to fuck with a wig. If I can't do it to my hair, I don't want to do it. Elliot, thank you for 22 months. It's almost 2 years, motherfucker. That's so sweet of you. I hope work's going good if you're at work.
sports outfit.
What do we have here?
We have a sports outfit. I know even less about sports than I do about cosplay, so I don't know what sport this is for.
Beach classes, so this must be a volleyball.
Look at you did.
You know, I could totally see this person cosplaying this, but I think it's our friend on the very
recognize
far left.
No, not at all.
Oh, it is volleyball! God damn it, I knew it! My brother was watching this volleyball anime, and I was like, why the fuck are you watching a volleyball anime?
There's a volleyball anime?
It's volleyball anime.
Okay.
I feel like you.
Does Kay look sporty at all?
I'm going with this because Kay seems a little bit sporty. She knew how to do the volleyball. I remember that. That's how you go.
They look like they're sporty, so I think that maybe you were supposed to hit it.
If you feel comfortable with it, I'd love to have you put it on. Thank you.
Sure.
Now I'm really confident.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, cause this part. Look how. Nah, it's not okay. I was wrong. It's not this person. I feel like it's you don't put up that long hair and this wig that fast without knowing what you're doing. I'll say it. Come on.
I think a very
Red Riot, that's what y'all were telling me. Not Rocket. I have no idea. That's who y'all were saying was from My Hero Academia. I was like, what? I was like, the volleyball players from My Hero Academia? Moo! Hi, Moo. How have you been? There's an anime for a lot of sports. Have I missed the sports animes? There's a very popular volleyball anime? What is this anime? I'm gonna look up very popular volleyball anime. Haikyu. Did I spell volleyball right? No, I did not. Or anime. I don't spell anything right when I Google search. This? This? It's fucking cool. I'm gonna save that.
Powerful character. The hair suggests powerful character. The hair
This person.
suggests a lot of power.
What we have here
This
is
person.
a
This person.
cosplay for My
I need to
Hero
see all
Red
the
Riot.
costumes, and then
This
I
is a
need to
pretty
like
cool
look at
costume.
everyone.
Looks like they made this by themselves.
Please come forward. What anime is this from?
This one's from My Hero Academia.
Oh, I do know the show. My brother watches this one too. Do you know a single line from this character?
One line.
Can you say the line?
Sure. Ah!
Oh shit!
Could you tell me more about your
I love. Oh, I don't think it's this
favorite types of
person.
stories?
Like action, adventure, fantasy.
This looks like a character that does a lot of action.
No. They were walking so
A
wonky.
character that does a lot of action.
Was that trying to throw us off though? It's apparently very wholesome. Aw, I love that.
I'm looking at a reckless criminal endangering
This is
the
Batman.
people of Gotham. Please come forward. Thank you.
This
No.
actually works since I got one last person.
Nah.
And Batman's pretty mysterious.
All right, you want to come forward?
Please come
She's
forward. I
this
got
individual
no
is
read
Batman.
on her whatsoever when they came out.
I
Absolutely.
remember you mentioned inhabiting your character.
I feel
makes
like
you
they have
you're becoming
fucking
something
badass
more.
Batman energy.
And I know this is exactly the reason why. Bruce
Yeah, this
Wayne
person
says
feels
he's
like Red
something
Riot.
else.
Who the
I
fuck
mean-
is? Oh, this person could also be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh,
You look like a Bruce Wayne. I'm getting the vibes, you know? I
Yeah.
dress up as Harley Quinn and I'm like, yeah, I can feel like we're enemies. Can you please put it on for me?
Yes.
Thank you.
oh, maybe
Going to Arkham.
Cobblepot.
maybe that.
That was.
Okay. Final guess? Oh wait, do they not have final guess yet? Okay. I'm gonna do in my brain times. I think this is absolutely the Sith person. 1,000 bajillion%, right? Are we all on the same page that this is absolutely, because they said that their favorite character from Star Wars was the thing that they are cosplaying. I feel like that's a pretty dead. This person is not who is it? It's not Rocket. Riot? Red Riot? I feel like this person's absolutely the Star Wars cosplayer. I feel like she could be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Genshin, I could see. Genshin is not this person. We learned that because they were like, how does this go? Is this right? Did I do this right? But I can also see Genshin being this person. I think this person is this. This person is... Oh, does that leave? This person has the volleyball. Is volleyball times. This person is Star Wars. This person is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I guess that leaves this person being Genshin. And this individual is definitely Batman. I think that's my thing. I think that's my lineup. Also, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, Tide. Boop, 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 Also, I forgot my time. Does my time really work anywhere anymore? I can go up here.
It was lovely. I did learn a little, and I definitely
Okay, that's
enjoyed
my
myself.
that's my
How many
full
do you
that's
think
my
you
full
guessed
lineup.
correctly?
0.
Okay, with a show of
I so want this person to be fucking Batman. I think she's crushing it. I think she's killing it.
hands, who did Gregory guess correctly?
Oh, wait. Could be. Look at how that cape's hitting. Do we see that cape is like, it's a good length. It's like almost to the floor, but not quite. Or it is on the floor, but it's just barely on the floor. How did it look on the other person? Let me see you in a cape.
We're going to our.
Oh. Probably that one because it drags on the floor less.
Come on. Okay, with a show of hands, who did Gregory
Final thoughts?
guess correctly?
There's no hands up.
No.
Yes!
Yes. Okay. This person, absolutely. This person, absolutely. This person, hells yeah. I fucking knew it. They gave me Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. I thought they were gonna be something fucking badass, like Batman or Texas Chainsaw. All of their Batman voices.
That's 50%!
Oh yes, 2 correct guesses.
I think I was a little iffy on this, but
thought
did
I
I
would
get
have
them all
one.
right?
They're gonna go get into
Did I
their
get them
race
right?
costumes and then come in. You'll be able to find out more about them.
Okay, awesome.
Hi everyone.
Did I get them right? I can't remember what I said. I can't remember if I mixed these two up or if I kept this person as Genshin. But that's
Hello.
hells yeah.
Incredible. Would you come join me?
Absolutely.
Red Riot, that's awesome. Why'd you choose Red Riot?
Because I love like both Red Riot's style and personality.
Yeah.
It's bold. It's very like a lot of contrast into his work and protecting people.
That
but
makes
also
sense.
he's a derp and an idiot sometimes. I'm like, that's just me.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel
But
like.
yeah.
What makes you want to do cosplay in general?
Exploring style. Like I buy the pieces
Let his
and I do
nipples
the
show.
cosplay and then I use individual pieces of the cosplay for my everyday outfits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you show us some
That's
moves now that you're
cool.
finally in your costume? Oh,
Breathe it
that
in.
was an accurate line.
Hi. Can you tell me about this character?
I
This character is
fucking
Oikawa
this
Toru.
person
He's
gave
from,
me
the volleyball anime Haikyuu.
Gave me this
He's
energy.
a major side character, I would say.
So you chose a side character instead of a main character. So what's up with this side character? that's so
is it
great?
himbo
I
personified?
love cosplaying
I
side
love that.
characters. It's fun to like see someone at a con and they know who your side character is and they point at you and they're like, "Oh my god, it's you!"
Right.
I picked this character because my 13-year-old self saw him on the screen and was like, "I want to be him." And so
I
cosplayed
fucking
him
that's what I'm
since
saying.
2015.
This would be a
I'm
cosplay that
non-binary,
I would have
so
seen.
I
Yes, I was
represent-
gonna say they give me MB vibes. I was literally 2 seconds away from saying they give me MB vibes. But like I 100% this would be a character I'd see. I very desperately want to cosplay fucking Hikaru from I just lost it. Kiss Kiss Fall in Love. Me and my roommate watch it. God, I just lost it. Or on Host Club. Or on. I want to cosplay that person so bad. Or just be that person. I like to just be that person. Cog, hello. Aw, thanks, friendo. How is your time zone? But like I feel this so hard. I feel this in my soul.
Sometimes feminine, sometimes masculine, and cosplay is a really nice way to do that. I like to present a certain way for a little bit, and then I get to go back to myself, which is really, really nice.
That's really cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
Welcome.
Yes.
I was right. I was fucking right.
You already had the pants
So I
on.
guessed that this was Kylo Ren.
I get a lot of that at conventions, but it's the second sister Inquisitor from Jedi Fallen Order.
What connects you
I love them.
personally to her?
It was like a new female character who's a villain, and she's a person of color.
I see.
Is this a homemade outfit?
It is.
Even the helmet is homemade?
Yep, 3D printed. And then you stand for a month.
Are you watching Host Club in Moon's Discord? Stop. I love Oron so much. It's one of my favorites. I adore it. I wanna cosplay as Hikaru. Wait, that's the main little character's name, right? I keep forgetting. I think it is Hikaru. No, sorry. It's not Hikaru. I'm so wrong. It's shit. Shit. Hold on. Haruhi. It's fucking Haruhi. Look at this character. Tell me you're not in love with this character. Tell me you don't love this character. Look at. Oh. I can't. I gotta stop now. I'm sorry. Statement is fantastic for describing cosplay, right? I love them. I love the way they express. They talked about expressing how they're feeling and getting to like express their being more femme or masc through cosplay. Yes, the English dub is a gift from the heavens. I don't like watching English dub. I like watching sub for animes, but Oron is the like one like anime that I will let slide. That and Beastars. Beastars gets a pass too. Yes, Ellie. Yes, I didn't see this until like 2 years ago. Was the first time I saw Oron, and I like immediately fell in love with the character and was like, oh my god, what? Wait, stop. My hair is wet from shower. The one for me by Let's Slide in English dub is Death Note. The English is weirdly fun. I haven't seen all of Death Note yet. My wife says we've watched Death Note and I think she's lying to me.
Just for the helmet.
Just for the helmet, yeah.
Just for the helmet. That's dedication.
Can I try it on? Of course.
Oh, this is so cool shit. Oh. Oh shit, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
That's so cool. I don't even know Star Wars, but it looks cool.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. Incredible costume.
Tell me why you chose this character.
I love all things horror. And then I found online a figurine of sexy Leatherface, and I was like, that's hilarious. I want to be her.
That's so cool.
I love that.
Tell me what cosplay means to you.
It's a big confidence booster. I've never been super comfortable in
This is
my
gonna make me want to do a
skin.
cosplay today.
But you wear other people's skin. Yeah, that makes sense.
When I first started, people told me that I wasn't canon to the characters because I didn't have the same body type.
What is I take a potato chip and I eat it? Is that from Death Note?
People told me that I wasn't canon to the characters because
No. See this. Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. I'm gonna rewind it because I want this person to be able to
when
speak.
I first started, people told me that I wasn't canon to the characters because I didn't have the same body type as them.
Wrong. This is what I was talking about earlier in stream. Whenever I was like, don't dismiss people's cosplay. There is no like talking about like she didn't get called canon as a character. What does it even mean? Somebody's cosplaying something. They're becoming said character. They're canon.
It seems like it goes against everything that I think is exciting about cosplay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Can you tell me about this character?
I'm dressed as Barbara from Genshin Impact. She's really bubbly, and that's what made me attracted to her. When I saw her, I'm like, nah, there it is. That's the one I want to be.
Is your cosplay homemade?
Unfortunately not. Sometimes making it is more expensive than buying it, and
Yes.
there's also a lot of time that goes into it. I don't have a lot of time
Is the
lately.
wig homemade?
No.
What does cosplay mean to you?
A lot, actually. I've always loved dressing up.
I love that because like a lot of people do. Like I've seen, like I follow a lot of like cosplayers, therefore I'm on cosplay TikTok a lot. And I see so many of them making these just like incredible pieces, like fucking like stellar pieces that I'm just like, damn. the like time and effort that has gone into that is remarkable, and I am big jelly. But I understand more of this person of like I don't have a lot of time, so like making my own outfit would take so long. Like I buy a lot of my cosplay pieces, or I won't buy a cosplay like set. I actually found a really good website that I enjoy that has cosplays, like full kind of cosplays for relatively on the cheaper side, which is a little bit leery, but as far as like finding a not too bad source to get already like done cosplays that you could buy versus like having to source all the pieces, because like from having to find a wig like for the Angel Dust cosplay that I was consider doing, I guess I'll spoil a little bit, I'll tell you a little bit, but for the Angel Dust cosplay I was looking at a bunch of different like clothing websites instead of looking for like an already done one, to like pull in like, okay, well the fluffy chest piece could be like a fluffy sweater, and like this could be that, and then looking somewhere else for like the shoes and the stockings and all that goodness. Even that takes a lot of time. So like finding it's so validating to see other cosplayers also be like, yeah, I don't have a lot of time and this is my cosplay, I look dope. It doesn't make their cosplay any lesser than somebody who did spend a shit ton of time. It's still cool that the person that like made their own shit, that's awesome, that's dope, but their cosplay is also really dope. Yeah, I buy most of my cosplays. Also, it's really expensive to get your own material and like make shit. You have to like you have to already either know somebody who has, or buy the equipment to make your stuff, to like make the outfit. Like that's just like number one. And then you have to buy all the material and then you make it. It can be, yeah. Cosplay can be whatever you want. That's kind of like why I love it, and that's the beauty of it. You can go as ham as you want with it. You can do as simplistic as you want with it. But like it can be stupid expensive, like ridiculously expensive. Especially if you, don't already have a sewing machine, glue gun, heat gun, whatever else you need. Oh, absolutely. My friend does cosplay / Luke cosplay on the blue. I like blue site. Thank you. And I think about half her. Yes. As someone who also understands that, a lot of my stuff also goes to the things I get to do said thing with. It's wild. It's a lot. Sorry, I've totally detracted us from watching this.
Like,
I like hearing about
when I
their
was a
cosplay,
kid, people would ask me what my favorite holiday was.
but I didn't realize the back like half of the video is like talking about the cosplay.
Everybody would say like my birthday or Christmas, and I'm like, Halloween. Halloween's the best. My parents are like, yeah,
Halloween
I
is
should
the
grow out of
best.
it. I still have not grown out of it.
Thank you for doing this. I hope you don't grow out of it. I think
Thank
it's
you.
beautiful. Thank you.
The intensity is scary.
Just choked on.
Why cosplay?
Well, they tell you to become the person you needed when you were a child, so I became Batman.
What is it about the character of Batman
Aw.
that speaks to you?
The depth of
Aw.
morality, the idea that the Batman does not kill is not rooted in squeamishness or a religious code, but in a deeply held belief that everyone deserves multiple chances to become a better person and be more than they were.
This is why this guy has been this person too. This guy over here has been so kind to like everyone. Yeah, he said I hope you never grow out of it. Yeah, fucking what a gem. Sorry, I just choked on
I think
water.
that's a very inspiring take on Batman. A lot of the people just like the violence of the character.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, have him tell you what he usually does with them.
I'm in love with
Porn?
these two.
Tell you what he usually does with the city.
Porn?
No, I don't want to sit up. I want to be a gremlin. But you're right. Posture and water. I feel like it takes serious effort to be that kind, right? He just knows the right thing to say, right? I assume he does charity work in the suit. I like porn.
Does he use this in porn?
I do a lot of charity work. I visit Seattle Children's.
Spider! Fucking cheers. Spider, I know it's behind my camera. It's gonna soup up at some point. But Spider said I assume he does charity work in the soup. Fucking got it. Fucking nailed it.
Does he use this in porn?
I do a lot of charity work. I visit Seattle Children's Hospital.
Charity and
send,
porn.
Postcards to kids who are sick. I do go to conventions, but it's always been a secondary thing. The whole point of this suit is for kids to see and meet Batman and feel like heroes do exist.
That was the opposite of what I thought it would be. I definitely did think it was porn.
Oh.
I'm judging you.
See,
I'm judging
really
you.
cool what you do though, and I'm sorry. I think I spit on you just now. So.
That's okay. The suit's waterproof.
See, porn.
Thank you, Batman.
This person. It's porn. Porn in the suit. Ooh. Thank you, Batman.
How was this today?
That
This
was
is great.
cool.
I really love this part, meeting everyone in their actual costumes. I got to learn things, and I got to see people inspired and passionate about characters they love.
Now I'm kind of inspired. What should I dress up as?
Wow. Stop being so adorable. Yo.
Inspired and passionate
Yo.
about characters they
Stop
love.
Now I'm
being
kind of
so
What should I dress up
adorable.
You make an amazing Black Widow.
Yes.
Black Widow?
Yeah.
Really? I might actually try
Oh,
to
and
do
they're talking about cosplays together. This is why I love the cosplay community.
Make an amazing Black Widow.
Yes.
Black Widow?
Yeah.
Really? I might
This is
actually
why I
try to
love
do that now.
cosplay.
Love it.
I've always done DC characters, so I need to do some Marvel.
Yeah.
So
I love
good,
Marvel,
so good, so good.
actually. It is better. No offense.
Is this the better? Wait, what, Dad? So is this? Oh, this is one of the better ones. Oh, hi, Dad. Not better than the one we watched before. I do like cosplay. Dad, have you cosplayed or will you ever cosplay? Well, I guess you could argue D&D. Doing D&D characters could be a form of cosplay. Which one do we want to watch next? No, wait, shit. We have Guess My Phobia, also cut. This one's cut. This is cut. This is cut. This is cut. This is Jubilee. I thought I had more Jubilee. But that was good. That was such a wholesome one. That made my little heart so happy. Oh, it's lunchtime. To get into a homemade burrito bowl. Damn, flour, hells yeah. I'm Jelly, and now I might order something taco for lunch. But I also did take a wee hit, so it just could be Munchy Boy energy. I think we should either slowly increase in spiciness or sprinkle in spice and not spicy to get a little break. That's a good idea. I'm gonna say this one was super wholesome. I feel like the dog one is also super wholesome. Match the person to their ex. I feel like this, I don't know about this one. Cause like it would be awkward to say it. I don't know. And then the second, Guess Phobia. I don't know how I feel about this one fully. The burning Elmo gif. Let's do Guess My Phobia. It's the next, and I feel like this one's a little bit harder. And then the dog one's right next to it. And then honestly, I have to do a little bit shorter of a stream today, so that might be, depending on how long we take to get through these, that might be it. And then I'll go into my own time and think on whether or not I want to do this one, because this one gives me anxiety. This one feels like I would just cringe into my soul, because if they had to like interact with each other, it could be awkward, and I'm not a good awkward boy. Oh, I would love match the art to the artist. Also, if y'all, oh shit, I'll make an area in the Discord. I said I would. Or maybe I'll have wife do it while we're on stream. But an area to drop ideas down or drop videos. So if you find art is the artist, let me know. Like, put it in the Discord, and I will put it on my watch list. The exes one sounds super awkward, and that's my fear. Bye, Chris. Have a good rest of your day. I didn't realize I was out of water. I am gonna go get water real quick, and maybe a small little snack, the tiniest little snack, while we recuperate. Just a small break, not a large one. Okay, that's much better. I don't like when it was too quiet. Oh, but Dad, did I answer your question? This is the good one. This is that was an okay one. I don't know about cut. Jubilee is the one we were talking about where it was like, oh, they got some spicy stuff. I feel like a Jubilee and a cut video, or Jubilee and cut, are too far apart. They're kind of in that same like bubble. But let's do a little BRB. I'll be right back. Have fun with words on stream. It'll be a good time. If you haven't played it yet, you have to wait until you only get one word per lock. Sorry, words are hard. But you only get one word per lock. So if it locks, you have to wait. This is not copying. What is happening? Copy link. Oh, there we go. No, I'm just being okay. Y'all have a good time. Hello. Sorry, I was gone for a hot minute. I had pizza because I wanted tacos and then realized I had leftover pizza. And then I made a little coffee and then ran around looking for lactose for probably 5 minutes because I couldn't find it, and I poured not oat milk in my coffee because I'm high and grabbed the wrong milk. But now I have coffee, and I had pizza, so my digestive tract is gonna love me. And she is like, fuck, you're right. Tide, you're right. Oh, it's usually cheese pizza doesn't do it in for me. But straight milk will, and that's what I poured a lot too. I poured way too much, like insanely amount, like a Starbucks amount. Dad, get those foods. I'm gonna let y'all finish this one, and we're gonna get back to little video times. We'll probably do one more, maybe. Maybe a little more. We'll see, we'll see. My stomach already hurts. Just so we're on the same page. But it's fine, it's fine. That won't stop us from guessing the phobia. I think y'all did fantastic, and Word on Stream can suck a dick. Whoop, sorry, I could have left the music on. What's up, sir? Don't call me gay. I'm kidding, you can call me gay. Ooh, God, shit, sorry. Okay, yo, are y'all ready? Oh wait, no, you're not ready because we're not on the right screen. Boop. Whoa, wait, actually, let me do a thing. Okay, it seems like everything's on the right side. Yeah. Are we ready? Are we excited for Guess My Phobia lineup?
No matter
'Cause
what,
I'm not.
don't freak out. All right? Just
This person's mustache is swanky. I love it, but I'm a little scared.
go ahead.
Yo, hey.
It's okay. He's looking to see where he can walk. Okay, hold on.
I think I said it yesterday, but we're gonna be talking about phobia times in this one, which obviously, because guess my phobia. So I'm assuming they're gonna hit all the classics like arachnophobia, clowns. I feel like maybe bug / reptile, so like snakes and spiders and things like that. So we're gonna hit all of the classics.
I'll connect.
I don't.
My name is
This one gives
Parker.
me anxiety.
I'm Crystal. Sid is my name.
What are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
Yeah.
I'm pretty scared of heights.
Oh, heights.
Do I have any phobias? Not that I'm aware of.
Do you get pizza or chicken tenders? Ooh.
Oh, do I have to experience it?
Yes.
What if
Oh, God, chicken tenders always hit a good spot, but pizza, I feel like chicken tenders hit a more like a better spot more times than pizza for me, because pizza usually makes me feel like I have too much like indigestion. But pizza is better than chicken tenders. So, do you have Tums? If you have Tums, pizza. If you don't have Tums, chicken tenders.
I have one of... Oh, do I have to experience it?
Yes.
What if I have one of the phobias?
Yeah.
So you have
It's exposure therapy levels,
like
and
a
it's not
list.
good.
No. So we're gonna give you a phobia.
They look fearless. Hi. Rah!
Okay, everybody in the line, close your eyes.
No. Terrible void. They're all shying away. Yes, I think you're asking if I'm looking to avoid disappointment or achieve greatness. Yes, that. Nope. May, get out. Go. Yeah, you don't like it. She tapped the water bottle. I'm sorry, boo-boo. I don't know what else to do.
So crazy.
This person is everything. Do you see their little mustache? I love it.
So somebody's scared of.
Clowns.
Okay, come on up. Squeeze his nose. Like, oh, you're so cute.
I would too if a heckin' clown popped out of nowhere. That's what I'm saying. There's like a thing of when a phobia becomes a phobia. There's a difference between being scared of something and having a phobia of something. And just because these people might not have a phobia, they either A, might be scared, or B, not like a squeaking, running individual running at them squeaking a really loud thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean,
She's scared?
no, she doesn't.
Okay.
And then come on up. Cole, you gotta honk the and the nose. Okay, you're all scared. Wait, you.
Yeah, because you're asking them to why? No, May. Go, my love. Go. You don't do that. Just trying to get into a box of mini wheats. Why? Why is that even still in here? You know what? Maybe we should spray your mother, because she probably left the box of mini wheats in here.
Would you put?
No.
Oh!
Just be his friend. You can probably make a balloon. Touch the nose. Touch the fro. Touch the nose.
So when did you realize you were afraid of clowns?
It was around the age of 7.
Oh, wait. They're just gonna go?
I watched the movie It. My aunt actually forced me to watch the movie with her. Circuses, haunted houses.
Wait, do we?
What was your physical reaction to the clown being here?
Well, I'm already like shaking thinking about it again. I'm sweaty.
Bitterblade
My heart's
high.
beating so fast. Like, I cannot.
How bad is it?
How's your
affecting
time zone?
life?
Clowns aren't just walking around the world as
Yeah, they
often
are.
anymore.
Oh yeah, they are. Trust me, there's a bunch of clowns out there.
Why? What do you do?
you're
Why are
not
you
that
being a
scary.
dick?
There we go. I think I just cured the first one. First patient right here cured.
Okay, everybody in
Cotton balls?
I've heard of people.
Wait, who's
being-
making a movement at cotton balls? Cotton balls? What's up,
Cotton
Bitter?
balls?
I've heard of people being.
I'm not here to judge anybody's phobia, but cotton balls? I haven't heard that one. I mean, my little psychology brain is like going off. It's fucking intrigued right now. I just went to a place where I'm hired to cook for an event, and I'm stoked. Ah, that's awesome. Oh my god, that's so exciting. That's gonna be dope. Goblin High, welcome in. Friend is terrified of clowns. Halloween is a bad time. No.
Cotton balls?
I'm not
I've
gonna
heard
tell you
of
all my fears.
people being grossed out by the sound of cotton
That
rubbing.
that I vibe with, because I don't like corduroy. The like feeling of corduroy on like my nails. Bad time, bad vibe. If I had to guess, they got some cotton stuck in their ears or something. Ooh, which led to an infection. Or do you think also they could have tried to maybe eat one as a kid? Because I feel like I want to put a cotton ball in my mouth, like as an adult still. I'm like, what if I just like don't put a cotton ball in your mouth? But they're just like little puffy things, but then it might have gotten stuck and they might have like had a bad time. They expect 15,000. No, 1,500. Sorry. 1,500 people. We're going to make pulled pork hamburgers. Oh my fuck yeah. Or pulled pork burgers. I can't talk today. I'm so sorry. That sounds absolutely delicious. Oh, I'm jelly. Now I want pulled pork. I just had pizza. I can't have pulled pork. Oh, now I'm in the mood for pulled pork. It's fine. It's fine.
But I didn't realize there was a grossed out by
This
the
person.
sound of cotton rubbing.
This person,
But
it
I
has a
didn't
cotton
realize
phobia.
there was a phobia.
How are you gonna test people out?
And throw it at every one of them one by one. Like if I just like see like they're not, no one's.
Oh.
Is this even
yeah,
real?
yeah! No!
How's it going?
Been better.
Been better. This is freaking you out.
This is exposure. This is exposure therapy, though. I hope they have people who are willing to sit with these individuals after they just expose them to their phobia. I'm gonna get fussy, but I know it's cut, so I'm not confident that they did that. Yeah, it has to come from a bad experience somewhere. Yes, oh my god, please. Send a picture of it. Absolutely. Oh my god, I would love that. But I'm interested to hear why.
I don't know if I touch it, like my teeth hurt.
Whoa.
That's a vibe, because like corduroy for me, like I can't do it. No. May. Go. I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. I assume people knew there. That's a good point. I'm assuming that if that's how I kind of go with Cut and Jubilee, is that if people are there doing a thing, they might not know until the day of the shoot to do it. But I'm hoping that like they could back out of doing it, depending on what it was. But like hopefully they have agreed to be exposed to their fear for a X amount of time to shoot the video. They had to. There's some folks that have a very violent, adverse reaction to thinking about their phobia. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I really hope that like they didn't just spring this on people, and that there is still individuals like afterward that they can talk to, because like saying that you can go into something and like being like, yeah, no, I'm down to go into something doesn't mean like you won't fully know how you react in a situation until you are there. So hopefully there's also somebody on the back end being like, you good? Are we okay? Checking in.
I mean, like, kind of the doctors
That's just
about
my
this? Or
little
talk to
therapy
anybody about
boy
this?
No.
energy coming out.
Do you want to live with this?
I find ways around it, so I don't really care at this point.
So you're an individual that avoids obstacles instead of going through them.
Nope. Nuh-uh. The obstacle, impenetrable at this moment. Maybe they'll find a form of therapy that works for them and can help them cope with things. if that's what they wish to do. But telling somebody with a phobia that they can't pass the impenetrable wall that is that phobia, they know. Like, I have phobias too, and I don't wish to have a phobia and be a spooked little lad, but like, it's not my decision. Like, the way they said it made it seem like it was like I had the decision. You're somebody, or they said, what did they say? You're somebody who
You're an individual that avoids
obstacles rather than
instead of
going through them.
them.
But that might not be their, like, that's not indicative of their personality. Like, they can't go through an immovable obstacle. Sorry, I'm getting fussy. I had a friend who has severe arachnophobia. Yes, you couldn't even talk about it around him because he'd panic. We had a teacher who didn't believe him, so the teacher printed a picture and slapped it on his desk. That is so not okay. He blacked out, hurt himself, and the teacher trying to get away from it. That's so, why? I don't understand. If somebody says that they freak out with something and then the reaction is to like fucking prove it or have them prove it to you, that's so gross. I'm also guessing they may have checked no one would have a violent reaction. I'm hoping so.
When it comes to cotton.
No, I feel, that's why I feel that. Like, whenever she said the cotton was her phobia because of the like the sensory like response to it, I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
It's just cotton.
Yes, tied, yes. I don't think people understand the difference between fear and a phobia. A fear is something that somebody is scared of. A phobia is they will do anything to either get away from, not be exposed to, etc. their thing. It is a day-to-day, it hinders my life because I can't do this thing. Because this thing is my phobia. That's why, like, agoraphobia. Like, people would, like, I see such, like, I don't know how to, I see such shit about people, especially with agoraphobia, because I am slightly agoraphobic myself. I don't like calling myself or, like, self-diagnosing with agoraphobia because, like, I can still go outside at times, and, like, I've been in therapy for a hot minute, learning how to do different things to cope and be able to do the things I need to do. But, like, for somebody with, like, extreme agoraphobia, it's not an option. Like, they can't just kind of, like, grit a little bit and go through. It's like, no, I will not go outside, regardless of anything. Not me, but somebody who has, like, a severe thing to it. So I get so, this is my button. This is my pushy button.
When it comes to cotton, yeah.
It's just cotton balls. I mean, look at this thing. Put it on my head, a little sweat a little bit. You know what I mean? Do they talk to you? Doesn't do anything. Doesn't attack you. Doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, it does.
It just takes.
That's invalidating. Literally invalidating.
Doesn't attack you. Doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, you know what also?
It hurts me. It hurts my teeth.
Okay. I'm sorry.
How fucking rude. How fucking rude. How the audacity. What are you scared of? I bet you have something you're scared of, and I bet you any amount of money that there's somebody that isn't scared of that thing, and that if you got put in front of it in the same situation, you would be appalled that they weren't respecting your fears and be absolutely upset about it. I've punched my best friend to get away from a spider. I feel horrible after, but I'm terrified of spiders. And then my best friend got back at me by having me play Grounded without my prior knowledge. That's disgusting. That's not a friend. No friend. Bad friend. Bad vibe.
It hurts my teeth.
Okay. I'm sorry. The whole goal today is to cure everybody of their phobia.
You think phobias can be cured?
I think phobias can be cured. Absolutely.
Phobias, people can find ways to cope. I don't like saying cured because I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on somebody to like will themselves to like fix the thing in their brain that is telling them be fearful of this. It's a bunny. I love bunnies, but it doesn't mean everyone loves bunnies. In fairness, I did punch them. But you can't. But you reacted. It was you were scared and trying to get away from something. I've had people in the past who have like tickled me, and I've told them like maybe it was wife, maybe it was did I punch? I feel like I punched my wife one time because she like went to tickle me and I like reacted because I don't like being tickled. Thank you for taking down Boatspot being a little stinker. I asked my friend who I was scared. Oh wait, sorry. Did I read that? Oh wait. I asked my friend who is scared of spiders if they were okay with some exposure therapy, and they said okay. So I send them adorable spider TikToks with a warning so they can skip it if they want to. Heck yeah. Aw. That's kind of sweet. I am a big person on exposure therapy has to be done in like a safe way, that like if like exposure therapy sessions at a therapist's office, there's levels of things of like, oh, this session, they might book multiple sessions back to back because you don't know how long you don't know when somebody will have a reaction, and you don't know how long they'll have that reaction for. So being prepared to be like, okay, now I'm here for you in case something goes wrong, I feel like should be to like professional thing and not put on any individual person. But I also think it's really cute when you can kind of help your friends work through their stuff, because I also know therapy is a hard thing to get in with, and not everyone has the option. But I like that. I like giving them the option so they can skip if they want to. I also am terrified of spiders, but the little Lucas the spider on TikTok, I like Lucas. Lucas makes my heart happy. I just can't think too hard about it. May, honey, go. I'm not gonna spray you anymore. You gotta go. Go. Okay, you can stay. My cat is so angry. You can't go behind my computers where there's wires. You've proven to eat them.
Oh,
I understand being scared of bunnies.
It's okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's this person. It's this person.
Look at that. See? Next. He's scared too.
That's good.
How about we just have her hold it?
No, we don't.
No, there it is. There it is. Come forth.
Why are you afraid of bunnies?
I had an experience when I was 7 years old, and I was just petting it, and it started to hump my arm. I don't like that. I don't like being humped by anything I just meet.
But it didn't bite you or anything.
No, but
okay.
like, I would never let it get close enough to bite me.
Oh, okay.
You want to sit down and
Oh.
bunny?
That's a bad experience times.
There you go, buddy.
I do love this rabbit though. I do love this rabbit.
Do you think you can hold the bunny?
I will sit down and try.
Okay.
I love.
No, he's just trying to stabilize.
I
He's
don't
trying
know
to
how to
stabilize.
stabilize it.
Yay! Look at him go. Look at the little bunny. May? Is that you? Hold on. Cat times. Like a loaf with ears. I do love a. I'm a sucker for a rabbit. Also, somebody hi Red. Why are you trying to eat mini wheats? Why is that your saying today? Why is that what we do now? But I love rabbits so very much. No! This person. It's this person. Them. Or them, but them. Hey.
Oh, that's so fucking disgusting.
So what do you think the voting?
No! hard no. I'm gonna go past this one. I don't like it. Makes me sad. Makes me a sad lad. I feel my body like wanting to like curl into itself. No. Ewy. Ewy bad. Don't like it.
What? Do you have any like physical?
Why are you not scared of vomit? Do I have a... No, it's definitely fake vomit, but like even the thought of that, like even the like even the like thought of having to stick, I couldn't.
The sound?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Do you have any like physical reactions to?
Well, right now I'm shaking.
Oh yeah, you
No,
are.
Just from
Poor
that.
baby.
Sometimes I'll start crying. I like hyperventilate.
It's not doing anything. It's just chilling. It's there. What do you think the mom's gonna
Bruh.
It just makes me feel gross.
It makes people feel gross. Stop trying to therapize them.
Okay.
Do you want to overcome this phobia?
No.
At some point,
Well, there's no better time than now. And we've got a bucket of puke right here. Like, would you touch it?
no.
You don't even have to look.
Mm-mm.
Would you put your hand in the bucket but not touch anything?
No.
No, why would
Thank
anybody
you, though.
do that? Heights.
Fear of ladders?
I think someone's afraid of going up it.
Oh, dang!
Yeah, I
Doing
think
that
you're
in
good.
heels.
Go up the ladder. Don't worry, I'll hold it.
And no, it's gonna be this person.
You're kind of scared. Are you scared, Heights?
No.
Everyone has to touch a ventilation system. Don't look down. Look at that. See, you touch it.
I'm gonna cry.
Look at the beam.
You're so close.
Just reach for it. You're right there. You're so close.
Oh, that's kind of nice. That's a little nice, but still, the vomit has me. I'm so sorry. I'm being quiet because the
When did
vomit
you
has
find
me
out about
fucking
this phobia?
I was
thrown.
like 13 or 14 on a family trip driving in
I
Yosemite
feel like fear of heights is fair.
Park.
I feel like
I
a fear of
fell
heights
asleep
is
on the window, and I guess we were like driving on the side of the cliff. Or
that one. I
whatever.
feel like that one's.
And then like I
a
woke
common one.
up and I just like see all the way straight down, and I started bawling.
Oh
Crazy how
no.
that's
Okay, everybody close their eyes.
Was ist das? I got nuts.
The person wasn't sure what was gonna be in the cup.
Seems like it's all washed, so I'm gonna have everyone just take a bite.
Everyone, have some nuts.
Oh.
Oh no.
You gotta chew. You gotta chew. Chew.
All the nuts in your mouth. Ah, all the nuts.
No, you gotta bite. You gotta bite.
Wait, what are they having them do? Also, yeah, okay, I was gonna say fear of heights and climbing a small ladder is not even remotely close. Yeah.
You can do it.
I think it's you because you're the most reluctant to eat the apple.
Your phobia.
Yes.
It's not nuts.
Nope.
It's your
Oh. Is it biting? Is it the fear of biting into something? Because I kind of feel that.
Teeth.
I feel like that's up there with the cotton for me.
Yep. I'm afraid of them falling out.
You're afraid of your teeth falling out because they might
Yes.
get you.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you afraid of your teeth falling out?
My
Yeah.
mom told me that her orthodontist tightened her braces way too tight, and so her front tooth like filled up with blood, and they had to remove it and all that. So that was just like a huge fear of mine.
I don't think that's that hard. I think you can
I
overcome
think
that.
it's pretty hard. I usually just crack it in half.
How
like
about
that.
cracking it half with your cheeks? You not drinking enough milk?
What? What?
You just crack it in half.
How about
Like
Do
that.
you
I don't
not
think
drink
that's-
enough
Blood, and they
milk?
had to remove it and all that. So that was just like a huge fear of mine.
I don't think that's that hard. I think you can
What?
overcome that.
It's pretty
For
hard.
like
I usually just crack it
strengthening
in
of
half.
teeth?
How about
like
cracking
that.
it half with your cheeks?
Buddy, I don't think that's it. I don't think it's not that they fear their teeth are strong. They fear a thing happening to them. I don't think the fact that they like I think yeah? Am I missing it? Or is that pretty accurate?
You not drinking
It's-
enough milk?
I don't like milk.
Start
Also, I
drinking milk.
don't also valid.
Alright.
Thank you.
Milk is stinky. Even though I have it in my coffee, milk is stinky.
Bro.
Yeah, that's not That's not helpful for someone who's afraid of their teeth falling out. That's what I'm saying. Like, the milk is not an equivalent to that.
Bro! Oh! Okay.
I don't want to see.
What's up with spiders, man?
Alright,
I don't
so
want to see it
10-year-old
climb on
me
people.
Trying to get some fruit in the back in the garden. A whole bunch of
Spiders, man.
Alright.
I want to hear their,
I don't
like,
care.
thing.
So what's up with spiders, man?
Alright, so little 10-year-old me trying to get some fruit in the back in the garden. A whole bunch of spider fell on me.
How many?
Thousands of those.
Thousands of these?
Thousands of those
Absolutely
fell on my body.
not.
How did you get them off?
No, 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 no. Absolutely not. I'm getting anxiety just for them.
I passed out.
When you run into spider webs, when you're walking around, like, how freaked out do you?
Very, because, like, there could be a spider on it.
Shit, I was starting passing out.
Dang!
God damn.
Nuh-uh, no, no, no. Bad, 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 and more bad.
How? Me.
Be proud of yourself, man. Be proud. Seriously.
Thanks, Ravana. I'm so stressed.
It was fun, but obviously no one else had a good time because it was their fear.
Definitely found out I'm more afraid of
Stress.
spiders than I thought.
Did you feel like you helped some people, antagonized some others?
I think I have all of the above. You guys can overcome this stuff. And
No, I hate. I don't like this man's.
I think I have all of the above.
Wait.
Definitely found out I'm more afraid of spiders than I thought.
Did you feel like you helped some people,
No, you just antagonized everyone.
some others?
I think I have all of the above. You guys can overcome this stuff. And if you don't have the right support network, I'll come hang out with you guys and do this all day.
Do not let this man's into your house. Do not let this man's into your house. Do not do that. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of spiders. I just have a healthy respect for them. I don't know which ones are poisonous or not, so I treat them like they all could kill me. Exactly. I feel like mine is a little bit more towards a phobia, but like more so is just I just like healthily respect them and healthily respect the distance I wish to put between them. Look, they can vibe and do their own little thing. They just can't be in my vicinity, and I won't be in theirs. My house, not the place for them, and I will shoo them out and get somebody to help me. To probably honestly squish them. I feel bad squishing spiders sometimes because I know they help things, but I just can't. I physically cannot take it outside. Spiders are cool. Over there, not touching me, not anywhere around me, not in my vicinity. Don't let this man's in your house. Don't let this man's in your house. Don't do that. All right, let's end on an easy one. Let's end on an easy one.
You love Odd One Out?
No. Oh wait, yeah, I do. 6 dog owners, 1 fake, or God, either match the person to their ex that's gonna be an awkward one.
Do you love Odd One Out?
Oh, was it just playing
Did
the
you
next
know
one?
that every purchase at the Jubilee shop helps fund this show?
Oh, we're back on Jubilee.
If you're looking for ways to support Jubilee and watch more episodes of this episode,
She does this weird howling thing.
Okay,
Now enjoy this
sorry.
episode.
Okay.
She does this weird howling.
6 dog owners versus 1 fake. This is odd one out. This is, we vote out who we think is not a dog owner. Dog one seems chill and I'm here for it.
I'm gonna do it. I swear she does it, guys.
We brought together 7 dog owners.
I'm a dog owner.
I am a dog owner. I'm a dog owner.
I am a dog owner. I'm a dog owner.
I'm a dog owner.
Look at that little dog.
1 is a liar. If the group discovers who the liar is, they'll split a cash prize. If the liar survives, they win the entire prize. Who is the odd one out?
And the dogs.
So if somebody's just borrowing a dog?
This is Jessica.
I'm Diana. This is Bella.
I'm Sherman. This is Ollie.
Vanessa, and this is Tank.
I'm Oki, and this is Sasha.
I'm Abigail, and this is Keikoa.
I'm Trish, and this is Hiro.
Have you guys always been dog owners?
Oh.
Yes.
This is actually my first time.
Giving your divines means God's. God's to
I
appreciate
did,
your
but I mean-
sacrifice. Orchid.
I'm
Also,
Abigail.
real quick, I just realized that I need more water, and I'm gonna do a little potty break real quick and give a little stand up shake off after the spooky phobia one. So we're gonna go back on the quickest little BRB, not as long as the other one. Where is my little? Oh, did I? I think I just closed the window. Why would I do that like a silly boy? But we're gonna do words on stream. Actually, I'll just put y'all there. Hold on. Oh, I can just put it. I can just keep it going. Hells yeah. Okay, we'll be right back. Oh my goodness, I came back just in time. Let me do a little pause. And let me stop our words on stream. Words on stream, stop, don't go. Thank you. Sweet. Alright, we got one more. We're gonna do one more dog one.
This is actually my first time.
Did you not like dogs before?
I did, but I mean, you know, school and whatnot.
I'm first time dog owner too.
First time dog
actually.
owner? Okay.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I, she can't have kids biologically, so this is our baby and she gets all the
Aw.
spoilage.
I grew up with dogs my whole life.
Oh, that's nice. I like pets. Fur babies are babies.
Did you know that he was deaf before you got him?
No, it was kind of like a drug deal, and then they found out later that he was deaf.
If you're gonna fake it, you're not gonna bring a deaf dog or a dog with a handicap. So I thought that was pretty legit.
I had a pun before a Hito, but I feel like this is my first dog as an adult. So it's
Wait, sorry, I might just be thinking too hard about it, but is that like maybe I'm being very defensive because I love dogs, but you don't think somebody would own a like somebody not faking? You don't think somebody would want to own a deaf or blind dog? Yeah, also the dog can have an actual disability and still not be their dog. Yeah, that too. But like I took it as like, well, if you're gonna fake it, it's not like you would buy this dog if you had to keep it as yours all the time. That's what his energy gave me. Yeah, what if their sibling has a disabled dog? Exactly. Yeah, like they could know the dog and be around the dog. It could just not be their dog. Oh, Kate, you're probably right. It's probably just somebody borrowing their family member's dog.
a different experience this time around.
It's like fully yours.
How about we name like our favorite dog in the world?
That's gonna happen.
Okay, this is actually harder than I thought.
Oh.
She just seemed a little bit quiet.
Why is everyone calling out the...
He was so attentive to the dog that I was like, maybe he has to be that attentive because it isn't his dog.
Oh, that's fair.
Trish
Why is Abigail? Who's voting Abigail?
Wasn't really interacting with her dog at all.
We have a tie.
Why is there like a three-way
The tie is between Trish, Abigail, and Vanessa.
Wow.
Each of you is going to get 20 seconds to state your case.
Okay, my name is Vanessa. This is my dog Tank. I've had him for about 5 years. He does have an Instagram, Tank Samudio, if you guys want to follow him.
Oh, wait, that's cute. That's a dog owner. They have a dog. They have a dog
About
blog.
5 years.
That's a dog
He does
owner.
have an Instagram, Tank Samudio, if you guys want to follow him. I love him so much. He's my best friend. I don't know what I will do without him when he does go on, but
Obviously, this is Keikoa. I decided to bring him out of all my dogs because he is the best trained. I can show you some hand signals if that helps, Keikoa.
Oh, they're gonna do a little hand. Oh, that's cute.
No? Okay.
I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put that on her. It could just be the dog. Dogs don't listen sometimes.
I just have a lot of dogs, and I promise I am a dog owner, 100%.
All right, I'm Trish.
I promise. I am a dog owner, 100%. My job is, one of these people's job is to lie. So like, if they're being real convincing if it is them.
I actually have his name engraved on this necklace. A lot of people.
Oh, that's cute.
Have never seen corgis before, I guess, and they'll like be super excited, and they'll be like, "Oh, this totally brightened my day." So I think it's really awesome.
Well, yeah, no, it's definitely not that person because they have the dog's name engraved on a
cup
locket.
that also makes other people.
That's a
happy as
lot to
well
go
as
through to
themselves,
fake
so.
it.
All right, good luck.
What?
Guys. Come on, Eva.
What?
I think I like felt a little stiff and maybe
Could the necklace too? Oh, I guess the necklace. The necklace could be
that
borrowed.
made
Maybe it's a
everyone think
family
I wasn't
member's
interacting
necklace.
enough with my dog.
This will be the dog
I
tricks
definitely don't think
round.
it's her.
Sit.
What if your dog just doesn't listen?
Lay down. Good job.
Ooh, what if it's like some like, what if it's some person who like works as like a dog trainer? Because that dog's listening to that trainer really well, and I've never seen any dog I've had, I feel like, has always listened more to the trainer than me, their actual human. So like, what if they were like, yo, can I at work they were just like, yo, can I borrow your dog so I can go do this? I feel like
Give
that
me
was
the
pretty
other one.
convincing.
The other one. Good boy. Down. Good boy.
I love this dog.
Roll over. Roll over.
What if your dog
Good.
sit? Ah, you bring that dog?
She does this weird howling thing. I'm gonna do it.
She's
I swear
getting.
she does it, guys.
This dog is like, please step away from me. Why are you howling at me?
Spin. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's convincing.
Roll. Yeah.
I
Good
love
job,
him.
buddy.
I love him. Look at him go.
High five.
Oh, he's doing so many tricks with his dog. Oh, that's his dog. They also, I feel like the pets do match the peeps sometimes. I feel like these. Look at how they're dressed. Look at them. Or do you think they're
I
trying
actually
too hard?
thought Sherman was suspicious because his dog was like a little too good, and he just seemed very professional with the way he was handling it. Thought maybe he was a trainer. Sasha, sit.
He could be a trainer though,
Now.
and have a dog.
Good girl.
This little golden retriever
Ellie.
is adorable. I feel like the one person might have been right. Like, he's too lovey. He's trying to like overly show that he is that person's dog. I love this dog.
He was more lax with his dog. I thought maybe he's not a real dog owner.
Really? Yeah, no, I think it's. I would
We
vote
have
Oki over.
a tie
But they match.
between
But they
Sherman
literally match.
and
So there's a
Oki.
funny
I
trend
knew all these
with dog
tricks. We have
trainers.
this chemistry, like me and all.
We have the
and I
worst
thought that would be
dogs,
like,
really,
okay,
Ty?
he's good. Like, he's not the fake.
Each one will get 20 seconds to state your case.
All right. Well, I am a real dog owner. He knew all those tricks when he was a kid because you can't take him out after all their shots. So I taught him all the tricks just to mentally stimulate him. See, my favorite memory of him, because I know you said it earlier, was probably just him learning how
Oh,
to
so
go
he's
up
like
and down
jumping
the
up
stairs.
to
It was,
him,
like, the
too.
cutest thing when he was a little puppy.
Sasha is my baby. I do own her. Saved her from Vietnam or Taiwan, and that's what made it so hard for her to do tricks. She just doesn't really take very well to training. We actually sent her away to boot camp to train her because she was aggressive towards other dogs. This right here is just a miracle that she's even able to do this.
Aw. I feel like that's a really. If that's. There's no way that's a.
Hi guys.
I don't know. That seemed like a backstory for a dog. If this is real, then like kudos to this individual, and I'm so glad how far the dog has come. But that sounded like a story.
Come on, Sasha.
They tend to take the pups with the most complications because most folks can't handle them. Oh shit, that would make sense.
I was disappointed because I'm a pretty competitive person, and I really thought
I was disappointed because I'm a pretty competitive person. Not I was disappointed because they didn't think my dog was mine.
I was gonna win.
Please raise your hand if you still have doubt and want
They said they're upset because they thought they would win. Not that their
continue
dog,
playing
they
the
didn't think their
game
dog
in
was
3,
theirs.
2, 1.
I wasn't looking for a dog. I was on Facebook Marketplace, and then I saw her on there for like $100. I went all the way to Riverside, and then she just started like hitting me and then like running. So I was like, oh, is this happiness?
Dude, Huskies, they're what's up.
What do you guys feed them?
It's like in the pastel blue bag.
I think it's Blue Buffalo.
Yeah, Blue Buffalo. I used to
Blue
feed them
Buffalo.
that, but now they get a Purina chicken blend mix, and it gets with like another fancy brand.
She didn't know what kind of brand of.
To be fair, if somebody asked me what May's food is right now, I'm pretty sure I know that it's turkey and something but it's specifically like the indoor cat brand of Iams. But like I had to like seriously think of that, and the only reason I know it is because I changed her food recently. Like I feel like it wouldn't be the wildest if I was like, you know, like the blue, like the blue black the blue bag from X. Don't think anyone would say Purina is fancy brand. What kind of food does your dog eat? The purple package with the floofy dog on it. Like I know what it is, and I know it's good for my cat. Like I asked professional animal time cat person wonderfulness lost inside the noise about what food I should be feeding May, because I didn't like the food that she was on previously because it was giving her tummy times. And she told me about some different brands to feed her, which is the only reason I can even pull one right now. But I totally, like with dogs in the past, I think I've had people be like, what does your dog eat? And I'm like, I don't know, the purple package with the floofy dog on it. It's probably something with chicken. And I know that it's better for them than these other brands.
Food very well at first, so I was kind of a little suspicious about that. Every morning I cook him boiled chicken because he did get sick at some point. People think he's spoiled, but
What's your guys' like favorite dog movie? Like mine as a kid was Air Bud.
Do you have to? I'm so sorry. I haven't had a dog in a very long time. Or I don't think I've had a dog as an adult. My family previously had a lot of dogs. But do you boil the meat for the dogs? I thought it was kind of like a raw thing. Like you just kind of put everything in a bowl. And I don't know about raw diets. I don't know how to do a raw diet, but I didn't think they like had to cook or boil things. Or is it because it's chicken? Raw diets are very so I've heard that I see people on like TikTok that like feed their dogs raw diets, and they have like this much of like portioned out like chopped up stuff like this, and they sprinkle like little things on it, little other things on it. I'm like, that is so fancy, and I would want to be your dog. But I know they're like very tricky to get right.
I actually don't really like dog movies. I like Marley and Me, but I can tell you which one I don't like. I don't like Hachi because it breaks my heart.
Mood, Hachi, big mood. Hachi is one of the most like saddest movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
What do you think is the most special thing about your dog?
She's just really friendly with anyone.
for me, it's mainly been the support that she's been, like the emotional
I like the opera noises. Thank you, waifu, for doing. The alert's loud, really? I thought the alerts were always quiet. Was it too loud? Maybe here? I think I fixed it. I think I turned it down on this end. Have they always been loud, y'all? I mean, you saying I want to be your dog, that's a mood.
I think mine
I turned it down like
he's
a hefty
cuddler before
amount.
bed. So he just, I mean, I don't crate train him. I used to, but not anymore.
Well, for me, my dog is very mellow. He's like, ever since he was a puppy, he was never hyperactive.
My favorite thing is how accepting he is of every single dog and human he meets. He's such a good boy.
He just seemed really, really nervous.
This person, that's their dog.
She just gave me the vibe that she was a trainer.
I'm so down. This is so this person's dog. No, no. They look at them. They're like a match.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Please
also
raise
just
your
because it's a
hand if
corgi
you
named
still
Ollie,
have
and I
doubt
really
that
like
you caught the
corgis,
mole
and I
want to
really like the name
continue
Ollie.
playing the game.
Continue playing?
Yes.
I just have like one quick question. So vaccination records, like what vaccines do you currently have on all your dogs?
Oh, y'all. I don't think I would. I don't think I would know this question. Like, I have May's papers. I have her adoption and her vaccine papers. I have all of her papers that says she was this at this time. But I wouldn't be able to pull that from memory.
With mine, I have parvo distemper, which is DHPP, and then I have rabies.
We have the parvo.
You seem like a vet. You know too much, in my opinion. Or maybe they're just a really on top of it kind of dog owner. I just like, whatever the ones that whenever we go to the vet, they're like, hey, these shots are needed. We're like, okay, let us look into it. And then like, if it's not like, you know, something that like would be pointless for her to get, we get it. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't know what it is.
And the rabies. He has the rabies, and I don't know the exact name because I've never worked with dogs before.
I honestly don't know them off the top of my memory. That's not because I'm not a dog owner. I also feel like maybe, you know, playing the other side of the card, knowing the exact vaccines, but you know dogs, so that could be why, but also it could be suspicion. Someone who is extremely knowledgeable about dogs.
It does feel very vet-like, or like dog trainer, vet, somebody who on a daily basis has to be like, oh, this is what's needed for this pet. You know what I mean?
Who it seems like they'd studied about it, that maybe they were the mole.
Do you train dogs?
I don't train, I mean, I train my dogs, but I don't train dogs. I'm so comfortable with dogs.
So since someone was deaf, did you have to like do like special classes in order to learn how to communicate?
No, actually, my boyfriend did the majority of the training for him specifically. And then after that, when he taught me everything so he can respond, like if you tap him to look at you, except he doesn't want, he's mad right now.
So is he legally like under your name or your boyfriend?
He's mad right now.
Boyfriends. Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's...
Oh, do you think they just gave it away? Do you think they just gave away like, oh, this is my boyfriend's dog, not my dog?
She's not a dog owner at all, and she's just bringing her boyfriend's dog.
And then I had a question for you. You said you didn't work with dogs, but earlier you said you were like a vet. Something.
Vet assistant. So,
assistant.
well, I'm
Oh.
a manager at a veterinarian clinic, but I used to be a vet assistant, but for cats only. I do take my dog to her because she sees dogs at another clinic, but yeah.
You think it's her? Tide? Or her?
I felt like she was trying very hard to be a dog owner, so that kind of made me think.
Also,
I
like
think
if
she
it's
might
her
be a-
boyfriend's dog, she's kind of maybe an owner sometimes. Cause like, I mean, I guess her boyfriend's dog doesn't have to be her dog, but if like if I had a partner that brought their dog over, and I was like with them for like a pretty decent amount of time, at some point I'd be like, oh yeah, this is my partner's dog, but like, I spend a lot of time with this dog. It's basically my dog as well. Also, if you live together, if you and your like partner live together, then the dog is also kind of yours. Maybe not like officially and like on paper is the dog yours, but like essentially.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. I'm not the mole, but yeah.
Please raise your hand if you still have doubt that you caught the mole and want to continue playing the game in 3, 2, 1.
The only reason I wanted to continue because you said he was your boyfriend, but how does...
But still, like, dog owner. He's still... Yeah, I know I realize that could be biggest, but because I am a dog owner, it's still, I just chose to bring him specifically. So if I had brought, like, another one of my dogs, it still would have been the same kind of term for it.
That's kind of what... Yeah. Need to eat pizza. Go eat pizza. We'll probably finish up after this one.
Have any of you guys had any experience where, like, you know, it was an emergency that you had to take your pet to the hospital?
I had a bigger pit bull before he passed away, and I have my smaller chihuahua, and they were outside, and he like bit him, so I had to take him to the vet like late, and yeah.
Maybe she's a trainer, you know, maybe like this is professional, like she does this.
Oh, could be. Oh no!
I'm trusting you. You better be a dog.
You promise.
We were so close. We thought we were gonna win it. I was sad, but I was fine. You know, I was really proud.
I still forgot. Wait, the other guy. I forgot about the other guy a hot minute ago.
If the lights turn green, that means you have voted out the mole and you win. If the light turns red,
they voted out
that
everyone.
means the mole is still in the box and you lose.
Hey. Okay. So do we think it's that guy? The one guy that was like very affectionate, like being like super duper, like, I mean, I'm affectionate with my pets too, but like trying to like overly like be like, oh, I love this dog. This is my dog. I love this dog. That is my dog. The dog that is mine that I love.
I thought you were lying. I was like, I don't lie.
Well, the
Also, he said he was competitive instead of being like, no, I'm upset I got out because they didn't think this was my
dog
dog.
owner, please step forward and reveal yourself in 3, 2.
Oh wait, shit. Okay, I think it's him. I think it's because I feel like I've seen this person on other videos. Wait, wee woo, bebop, beep boop, bebop. I feel like I've seen this person be in other videos. Now that I'm looking at him.
1.
Yeah, you've definitely been in other
Everything is actually
videos.
true. She really is from Taiwan.
Y'all, maybe this is like an maybe because their story also seemed like maybe they're trying to get this dog adopted. Like he's telling the dog's story, but it's not his dog. Like it's essentially being like, if anybody wants to contact about this dog, because they did, they're about to say they did rescue her. She did come from here.
We really did Cinderway training, but it's my brother's dog. And I dog
Oh,
sit
never
for her all
mind.
the time, so I spend a ton of time with her. And she is really sweet. I do want a dog of my own, but right now I live in a very tiny one-bedroom
fair.
apartment. I can't
Hey,
really...
that's smart. That's smart. If you don't have the means to take care of the pet properly, then don't get that pet. And that's a very smart and conscious owner.
get the kind of dog I want and give it the life that it deserves.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
for
look at
everyone.
that. Look at that
It's a lot
shit.
of work, and I think a lot of people think it's a walk in the park.
They give you a different kind of love. It's unconditional love that not everyone can give you.
If I have a hard day, knowing I'm going home to some dog that really loves you so much, I think that's like the best thing in the world. Dogs are just the best thing in the world.
Can I make it?
I want a dog.
Yeah.
Oh god, I want a dog so bad, but I also know that like me and wife, where we currently are, cannot have a dog. But I do want a dog myself in the future. But wow, I think that's it. I think that's where we're gonna wrap up because I have to go do stuff, and it is 2. Heck yeah. It's 2, which is ending pretty early for us, but that's okay. I can borrow Edwin. I want to talk so bad. But I know I can't have one currently. I'm not allowed to have a dog right now. He loves snuggles. I love a snuggly pet. makes my heart sore. Is this music loud? Hopefully it's not too loud. No, it doesn't seem too loud. You're still on time, Bitter? You're still here? You're still on time? No, we were just talking about who was here to see who the fake was. The fake was the person with the dog with the person with the dog. Hold on, I got you. This person. With the like golden
Really
retriever dog.
Get the kind of dog I want and give it the life that it
That person. I'm looking at who we're gonna raid into, and there's wait nope sorry we're gonna raid into JP. JP is like one of the most dopest individuals, and I love JP like all of my heart. Just like love this individual. Just a golden individual. Tired. Oh, Echo's also live. Echo is also live. Can we do a little shout out for Echo? I think Echo's playing some if I remember correctly, Legend of Zelda? Yeah? Thank you, Side. We also have Echotronic on. We have Arrow Blue, Chrysatile, Millivision. We're gonna raid into JP. Little Kiwi is on doing Stardew. So many good peeps. So many like really fun, wonderful peeps. Apothic Decay is on. All really fun peeps. Oh wait, did JP just raid? Wait.
Cow. That was tough.
Bitterblade, thank you for the sub, friendo. I think JP literally just raided. Do we want to raid in? Wait, do we want to raid into the person JP raided in to? I feel like that might be fun, but I don't know this person. I get leery. I get leery with that. I was gonna say we could just go on with JP's. Since we were gonna raid JP is also really awesome. Please go check JP out. I don't know. I get leery. I'm a leery boy sometimes. But they seem sweet and they are playing some Hades though. The person that JP rated. It's a good or a bad time depending on how you look at it. Maybe not. I'm such an anxious. I'll check them out whenever we all get off. We could make new friends though. Oh, we also, I mean, we have Echo doing Legend of Zelda. We have Millie doing Legend of Zelda as well. Is everyone doing Legend of Zelda? Everyone's getting ready for the Legend of Zelda, the new Legend of Zelda coming out, which I feel that we'll be doing it. We'll be doing the new Legend of Zelda. Oh wait, Dulciv. Dulciv, I think, is a friend of the stream that I just saw come on. I literally never get to catch. I think they are in Dad of the stream chat a good amount of time. Yeah, and they have Rusty. We might go say hi because I never get to see them on. Tears of the Kingdom. Oh god, I'm so excited for Tears of the Kingdom. I literally never catch them on. But again, we have so many other peeps doing some fun stuff. If this is not the person I'm thinking of, I'm gonna feel like a silly boy, like a silly bean. But I see some friendly faces in there, so. And they're doing The Sims 4. I miss The Sims a lot. Sims is always a good time. Let's go do that. Let's go say hi. Let's go make a new friend. Wow, wow. Thank you for hanging out. We will not be back on this channel for until Monday. And I'll figure out what we're doing Monday. We might, I don't know if we'll do reaction stuff or we'll do something else. Kind of just depends, but I'm gonna be doing lots of stuff today. So I'm gonna jump out without all of our little goodbyes and stuff. But y'all are awesome and I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming to hang out. This is a lot of fun. I'm desperately loving doing reaction content, so you'll see me for the first D&D session on Sunday on Dad the Stream's channel. I'll be on there Friday, and then I'll be on there Sunday for the first D&D stream. Oh shit! It's Thaddeus Hammer. It's Dad of the Stream's stream anniversary on Friday. Dad of the Stream anniversary on Friday. And then Sunday is the first D&D session. So, y'all are awesome. Thank you for being here. Have a good rest of your day or night, you wonderful individuals, and I'll see you, the Discord. If you want to know what I'm doing and when I'm going live, where I'm going live, all that goodness, Discord. Come to my Discord, hang out. But other than that, we're gonna get going. Goodbye. Have a good rest of your time zone.